Proudspire Manor. There's a fine home. Up for sale, too. You're interested in this too.
Looks like you had no trouble. The effects have already been felt. The Ice Runner has failed to dock on time. Without the lighthouse, the Ice Runner will have swung wide of the western shoal and run aground on the east. My sister Dija will be at the wreck with our Black Blood marauders. She knows to expect you.
You're the one who put out the fire in the lighthouse, right? That was good work. Dija's in the hold of the ship. Go down 2 levels. Until next time.
I'm getting out of here. What was that?
Ha! Found you.
Need something?
Brother told me you were coming. I'm supposed to give you what you've earned. Ha! I'm afraid the loot's already been moved. You've been useful to... Should have come here. All right, then. Bruce?
Someone there?
Thought I heard something. Huh? Now you're mine. think you...
Fools!
Guess it's all clear. Yes? That's your best? Huh? Someone there? What was that? I guess I was just hearing things. Must be my imagination. Someone there?
Fools!
Yes, it's all clear now. Colorful.
Never should have come here.
Fools!
Son of a...
Fus?
Come on.
Fus!
There was a fight down in the Ratway, but reports are sketchy. Some say it was Thalmor agents. Others say thieves took it. Some say it was the...
Gems, potions, exotic
Looking to stay
ingredients.
alive?
I have
Why
them
take
all.
a chance?
Don't miss out. Purchase a bottle of my genuine farmer blood elixir. Only 20 septims each.
This war has created so many orphans. Why, yes. Yes, of course. What a one... First, I'll need... Your name? What do you do for a living? What? If you aren't going to... Wait. Sure, you're serious. Well, all right then. Where will your child be living? Very well. That's all I need from you. Congratulations. I think you'll make an excellent parent. Go meet the children and decide who you'd like to adopt. Once you've made a decision, I'll collect their things and be sure they make it over to your house. Go on, speak to the children. I'm sure they're eager to meet you.
Pick me! Pick me!
Pick one of the others. I'll be fine. My mother and father brought me here a year ago. They said they'd be back soon. I guess it would be alright if you want to adopt me. Really? Are you sure? Really? You mean it? Wow, thanks, Ma. I promise I won't be any trouble at all. Just let me get my things and say goodbye to everyone. I'll meet you at home. Thanks. Thanks again.
Things are much better now that Grellet is dead. But still, I'm sick of this place.
Congratulations. I hope you have a wonderful life together.
Looking to stay alive?
Learn
Why
a
take a
library's
chance?
worth of knowledge in
Rare
moments,
trinkets,
or grow back
finest
that missing
oddities from
limb with
Morrowind.
my genuine
New
farmer
around
blood
Riften?
elixir.
Take my advice. Stay at the Bee and Bard. The bunkhouse isn't for you.
Blessings of Mara upon you. Wonderful. Mara is the goddess of love. We also perform wedding ceremonies for all the loving couples in Skyrim. Yes, if you were ready, of course. Are you familiar with how marriage works in Skyrim? Typically, love in Skyrim is as earnest as the people who live here. Life is hard. A person who is looking for a spouse simply wears an amulet of Mara about them. When another person shows interest and the two agree to be together, one of them comes to the temple and we arrange a ceremony. Of course. I'd be more than happy to add. Right now, the best you could provide is coin. We need all the help we can get. Thank you. I can promise you that this will be put to good use. May you return to her benevolence in safety.
Learn a library's worth
Sure,
of
sure.
knowledge,
I'm a dirty
or
beggar.
grow back that
Why
missing
would you
limb
want
with
to
my
even
genuine
speak?
farmer blood elixir.
Protect yourself right. Buy armor.
My food is the best in all of Skyrim. Always as fresh. And what might you need,
Look, I already said Shadra doesn't owe me a thing, so get off my back.
If your allegiance lies with
never
the
seen
Empire,
Yol this
An
upset.
amulet
haven't
of...
much to
I am.
discuss.
I'd be glad to stand by your
Support
side
Ulfric
until the
or
divines
die
take
trying.
us, if you'll have
There's
me.
nothing in between.
Together.
Yol told me that it isn't this bad everywhere. Maybe one day I'll venture out and see if she's right.
Hey, don't look at me that way. Who are you to judge me?
That old woman who runs the orphanage has been murdered. Say, didn't I see you coming out of there?
Help you, Mike. You wish to be married? It's good to see love blossoming even during these difficult times. Your wedding will be held tomorrow, from dawn until dusk. Don't be late. You don't want to miss your own wedding. May you return to her benevolence in safety. Blushing bride now. Let's begin the ceremony. It was Mara that first gave birth to all of creation and pledged to watch over us as her children. It is from her love of us that we first learned to love one another. It is from this love that we learn that a life lived alone is no life at all. We gather here today under Mara's loving gaze to bear witness to the union of two souls in eternal companionship. May they journey forth together in this life and in the next, in prosperity and poverty, and in joy and hardship. Do you agree to be bound together in love, now and forever?
I do, now and forever.
Do you agree to be bound together in love, now and forever? Under the authority of Mara, the divine of love, I declare this couple to be wed. I present the two of you with these matching rings, blessed by Mara's divine grace. May they protect each of you in your new life together.
I guess we have our entire lives together now. Where should we live? You could stay with me.
Congratulations on your wedding. I'm so happy for both of you.
I guess we have our entire lives together now. Where should we live? You could stay with me. You have children, though, don't you? We'll have to find somewhere with room for them, too. Then I'll see you at home.
coin or two for a veteran? It's not much to ask.
I'm a little busy at the moment. I've got all sorts of errands to run.
Why, hello. Here to buy? If you have to ask the price, you might be in the wrong store. Breeches, gowns, clothes for any occasion, really. Thank you for your patronage. If you're heading to the Blue Palace, you might want to rethink that outfit.
There's some...
Gotta keep my eyes open. Damn dragons could swoop down at any time.
A real home, a real family. I almost can't believe it. This is more than I ever could have hoped for. Thanks. Thanks so much. I'm gonna join the Stormcloaks. They're the best. You got me a present? You're the best. Thanks. Hi, Ma.
You got me a present? Really? You're the best. Thanks.
If it's better board you're after, Candlehurst Hall.
The Stormcloaks are finding victory across the land. I'll be glad to help you. And of course, now, what would you like to purchase? Very well, I'll make the... Is there anything else you'd like to purchase? Very well. Is there anything else you'd like to purchase? Very well, I'll make the... Is there anything else you'd like to purchase? I'm sorry, but you don't seem to have enough gold to pay for that.
Heard about you and your honeyed words. Everything's all right? Disrespect the law and you disrespect me.
I've never seen Miol this upset about anything. The city really gets to her.
You have quite a house. I'm thinking of setting up a small store here. Sell odds and ends. Great! There's so much history here in Windhelm. So much to learn about our ancestors and our land. We've made a bit of gold. Here, love. This is your share. Bye, love.
Mule told me that it isn't this bad everywhere. Maybe one day I'll venture out and see if she's right.
Close enough. Never should have come. I'm warning you. Back off.
We are running! Fall back!
Boost!
I think we're getting close. Let's keep moving.
Are you sure this is the right way? Very good.
Hold on. This one's mine.
Boost! Mercy!
Another one. This looks promising.
Yes, definitely early Akaviri stonework here.
We've got to get this bridge down. These pillars must have something to do with it.
Yes, these are Akaviri symbols. Here, let's see. We have the symbol for king and warrior. And of course, the symbol for dragon. That's the one that appears to have a sort of arrow shape pointing downward at the bottom. Yes, that's it. The symbol on the pillar on the left.
Whatever you did, it worked. Let's put those old blades left in our way.
Wait!
Why are you stopping?
We should be careful here. See these symbols on the floor?
Esbern's right. Look like pressure plates.
Be careful. We'll cross once it's safe.
Looks safe now. Let's move.
I think we must be close to the end.
Foos!
Here's the blood seal. Another of the lost Akabiri arts. No doubt traded by, well, blood. Your blood, Dragonborn. Look
By
here.
dripping blood.
You see how the ancient blades revered Riemann Cyrodiil?
It's coming to life.
Look, here is Alduin. This panel goes back to the beginning of time, when Alduin and the Dragon Cult ruled over Skyrim. Here, the humans rebelled against the Dragon Lord, the legendary Dragon War. Alduin's defeat of the centuries of. You see, here is fallen from the sky. The Nord-taught masters of the voice are arrayed against him.
So does it show how they defeated him? Isn't that why we're here?
Patience. The Akaviri were not a straightforward people. Everything is couched in allegory, mythic symbolism. Yes. This here, coming from the mouths of the Nord heroes, this is the Akaviri symbol for shout. But there's no way to know what shout is meant.
You mean they used a shout to defeat Alduin? You're sure?
Oh, yes. Presumably something rather specific to Dragon. Or even Alduin himself. Remember, this is where they recorded all they knew of Alduin.
So we're looking for... Damn it. Have you ever heard of such a thing? A shout that can knock a dragon out of the sky? You're probably right. I was hoping to avoid having to involve them in this, but it seems we have no... If they had their way, you do nothing but sit up on their mountain with them and talk to the sky or whatever it is they do. The Greybeards are so afraid of power that they won't use it. Think about it. Have they tried to stop the Civil War or done anything about Alduin? No. And they're afraid of you, of your power. Trust me, There is no need to be afraid. Think of Tiber Septim. Do you think he'd have founded the Empire if he'd listened to the Greybeards? Good. The Greybeards can teach you a lot, but don't let them turn you away from your destiny. You're Dragonborn, and you're the only one who can stop Altman. Don't forget it. Right. Good thing they've already let you into their little cult. Not likely they'd help Esbern or me if we came calling. We'll look around Skyhaven Temple and see what else the old blades might have left for us. It's a better hideout than I could have hoped for. Talos guard you.
Look here, in the third panel. The prophecy which brought the Alkaviri to Tamriel in the first place. In search of the Dragon Ball. Alkaviri, the blades. You see their distinctive initials.
Fus!
Your training proceeds well, Dragon. Where did you learn of that? Who have you been talking to? The Blades, of course. They specialize. They have always sought to turn the Dragonborn. Have you learned nothing from us? Would you simply be a tool in the hands of the Blades to be used for their own purposes? Do not be so sure about that. Beware. As for me, I kept from you only what you were not yet ready to know. No, not now. Not until you return to the path of wisdom. I have given my answer. Go and reconsider your course. Dragonborn, wait. Forgive me, I was intemperate. I allowed my emotions to cloud my judgment. Master Einarth reminded me of my duty. The decision whether or not to help you is not mine to make. No, it is called Dragonrend, but its words of, we do not regret this loss. Dragonrend holds no place within the way, but not Dragonrend. The knowledge of that, perhaps only its creators ever knew it, but I am not the one to speak of it to you. It was created by those who had lived under the unimaginable cruelty. Their whole lives were consumed with hatred for dragons, and they poured all their anger and hatred into this shout. When you learn a shout, you take it into your very being. In a sense, you become the shout. In order to learn and use this shout, you will be taking this evil into yourself. Only Paarthurnax, the master of our order, can answer that question, if he so chooses. He is our leader. He surpasses us all in his mastery. He lives in seclusion. He speaks to us only rarely, and never to outsiders. Being allowed to see him is only those whose voice is strong can find the path. We will teach you a shout to open the way to Paarthurnax. The path to Paarthurnax lies through this gate. I will show you how to open the way. grant you my understanding of clear skies. This is your final gift from us, Dragonborn. Use it well.
Look! 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 Look!
Greetings, Wunderneek. I am Parthenax. Who are you? What brings you to my Strunmach, my mountain? Yes, Vaza. You speak true, Dovahkiin. Forgive me. It has been long since I held Tinvak with a stranger. I gave in to the temptation to prolong our speech. Evenar Balok, there are many hungers it is better to deny than to feed. Drechni Nakib, discipline against the lesser aids in Kachnar, denial of the greater. Tell me, why do you come here, Volan? Why do you intrude on my meditation? Drem, patience. There are formalities which must be observed at the first meeting of two of the Dove. By long tradition, the Elder speaks first. Hear my Thum. Feel it in your bones. Match it if you are Dovahkiin. I have spoken. The Rotmula waits. A gift, Dovahkiin. You understand fire. Made your way here to me. No easy task for a Jor mortal, even for one of Dovasos, dragon blood. What would you ask of me? Ah, I have expected you, Proda. You would not come all this way for Tinvak with an old Dova. No, you seek your weapon against Alduin. Yes, they are very protective of me, Bachlan Fadon. But I do not know the Thum you seek. Croesus, it cannot be known to me. Your kind, Jor, mortals, created it as a weapon against the Dove, the dragons. Our Hadrime, our minds, cannot even comprehend its concepts. Drem, all in good time. First, a question for you. Why do you want to learn this Thum? Prusa, as good a reason as any. There are many who feel as you do, although not all. Some would say that all things must end, so that the next can come to pass. Perhaps this world is simply the egg of the next Kalpa, Lean Vokeen. Would you stop the next world from being born? Paz, a fair answer. Rofus, maybe you only balance the forces that work to quicken the end of this world. Even we who ride the currents of time cannot see past time's end. Wulsetid los trahodis. Those who try to hasten the end may delay it. Those who work to delay the end may bring it closer. But you have indulged my weakness for speech long enough. Croesus, now I will answer your question. Do you know why I live here, at the peak of the Monavin, what you name throat of the world? This is the most sacred mountain in Skyrim, Zokravak Struma, the great mountain of the world. Here, the ancient tongues, the first mortal masters of the voice, brought Alduin to battle and defeated him. Yes and no. Viknus Nikron. Alduin was not truly defeated either. If he was, you would not be here today seeking to defeat him. The Nords of those days used the Dragonrend shout to cripple Alduin, but this was not enough. Ok Mulag Unslad. It was the Kell, the Elder Scroll. They used it to cast him adrift on the currents of time. How to explain in your tongue? The Dove have words for such things that Jor do not. It is an artifact from outside time. It does not exist, but it has always existed. Rahwalan. They are fragments of creation. The Kele, Elder Scrolls as you name them, they have often been used for prophecy. Yes, your prophecy comes from an Elder Scroll. But this is only a small part of their power. Zofa Sulyek. Not intentionally. Some hoped he would be gone forever, forever lost. Meye. I knew better. Tidbo Amativ. Time flows ever onward. One day, he would surface. Which is why I have lived here. For thousands of mortal years, I have waited. I knew where he would emerge, but not when. Tid Krent. Time was shattered here because of what the ancient Nords did to Alduin. If you brought that Kell, that Elder Scroll back here to the Tid Ahran, the Time Wound, with the Elder Scroll that was used to break time, you may be able to cast yourself back to the other end of the break. You could learn Dragonrend from those who created it. Croesus. No, I know little of what has passed below in the long years I have lived here. You are likely better informed than I. Trust your instincts, Dovahkiin. Your blood will show you the way. I have taught the way of the voice for centuries, and the Thu'um since long before that. But no, Dovahkiin. Others do not come here to train anymore. Saran, you are the first in over 100 years. I meditate on the Rotmulag, the words of power. I counsel in their use. It is enough for me. Knowing a word of power is to take its meaning into yourself. Contemplate the meaning of a Rotmulag. You will become closer to that word as it fills your inner self. Will I teach you, Dovahkiin? What word calls you to deeper understanding? There are 3 to master: Fus, Faim, and Yol. In your tongue, the word simply means fire. It is change given form, power at its most primal. That is the true meaning of Yol. Solyek, power. You have it, as do all Dove. But power is inert without action and choice. Think of this as the fire builds in your Sum, in your breath. Sum Ark Mora. What will you burn? What will you spare? Which calls to you, Dovahkiin? It is called force in your tongue. But as you push the world, so does the world push back. Think of the way force may be applied effortlessly. Imagine but a whisper pushing aside all in its path. That is Fus. Let its meaning fill you. Sum Ark Mora. You will push the world harder than it pushes back. Which calls to you, Fade in your tongue. Mortals have greater affinity for this word than the Dove. Everything mortal fades away in time, but the spirit remains. Ponder the meaning of spirit. Unslad. That is fine. Let that meaning fill you. Sum Ark Mora. You will find that your spirit will give you more strength. Lok Thu'um. Ah, yes. Sosedo Vlostmul. The dragon blood runs strong in you. It is long since I had the pleasure of speech with one of my own kind.
You'll...
I used to dream of it. In the dream I was standing someplace high up, a tower or a mountain. It was always just before dawn. The whole world was in darkness. Then came the flash of light, just on the horizon, within the clouds that marked the border between worlds. It could have been lightning, but there was no thunder. In the dream, the sense of foreboding grew, but I could never wake up. Then it came again, this time more distinct, closer. Definitely not lightning. Now it was orange, brilliant orange, the color of hearth and dawn. And a sound, too, distinct and indistinct. Not thunder, something else. Something I should recognize, but in the dream I cannot place it. I want to leave my high place to seek shelter from what I don't yet know. In the manner of dreams, I cannot escape. I'm forced to wait and watch. Then, finally, realization and horror arrive together. The orange is flame, heat. The sound, the roar, a challenge in their ancient tongue. But now it's too late for escape. The dragon is upon me, fire and darkness descending like a thunderbolt. And not just any dragon, but the dragon, Aldred, the World Eater, the dragon who devours both the living and the dead. And then I would wake up and hope that it was just a dream, but know that it was not.
Were the Greybeards
Ah, you're back.
Do they know
I hope you've
anything
made some
about how we
progress
used to
on
get
tracking down this shout we need to defeat Alduin. Ah, indeed. There's a pretty puzzle. No.
Perhaps the College of Winterhold, what learning there is in Skyrim, is gathered there. One of the mages there may be able to put you on the trail of this Elder Scroll.
That's all.
What do you need, Dragon?
Cross the bridge at your own peril. The way is dangerous, and the gate will not open. You shall not gain entry. I am here to assist those seeking, and if, in the process, my presence helps to deter those who might seek to do harm. The more important question is, why are you here? Perhaps, but what is it you expect to find within? Do you? It is true there are some here who have spent years studying the accused. But what you seek does not come easily, and it would seem that the college has what you seek. The question, not just anyone is allowed. A small test, if you will. Dragonborn? It's been so long since we've had any contact with the Greybeards. I would be most impressed to see that. So the stories are true. You are Dragonborn. Normally, you'd need to show some aptitude with one of the schools of magic. But you... I think there is much that we can learn from each other. I think you'll be a superb addition to the college. Welcome, apprentice. I'll lead you across the bridge. Once you're inside, you'll want to speak with Mirabelle Irvine, our master wizard. Please, follow me.
Good. Glad we straightened that out.
New here too, eh? I'd hoped I wouldn't be the only Nord, but I should have known better. Not at all. My family was convinced coming here was a death sentence, or worse. It took years of insisting that this is what... Well, look at the evidence. Nords generally don't trust magic. Throw in the Oblivion Crisis, which was caused by magic users, and the troubles now with the Aldmeri Dominion, who are elves and magic users. And finally, take the fact that the college is the only thing left standing after most of Winterhold was destroyed. It's all fairly damning. Until next time.
I believe I've made myself rather clear.
Yes, of course. I'm simply trying to understand the reasoning behind the decision.
You may be used to the Empire bowing to your every whim, but I'm afraid you'll find the Thalmor received no such treatment here. You are a guest of the college, here at the pleasure of the Archmage. I hope you appreciate the opportunity.
Yes, of course. The Archmage has my thanks.
Very good. Then we're done here.
Another new apprentice, I see. Are you of the sort that believe you're here to change the world? Or are you only in it for yourself? I assure you that I shall be watching all of you very closely. Now that stability has been established between the Dominion and the Empire, to guide its people through this time of transition, to help lead them to a better future, I am an advisor to the Archmage. The Thalmor wish to promote relations with your college. I am at the Archmage's disposal if he requires advice. Perhaps not as often as he should. In time, I believe he will be more trusting. Your superior and I were simply having a discussion about my level of access to the college. Well, perhaps that is why you're merely an apprentice here. Nothing you need to concern yourself with. I shall be quite capable of observing everything that goes on here.
Welcome to the college. Another new student. Well, first you'll need these. While you're not required to wear them, you may find them more to your... I'll give you a brief tour, and then we'll get you to your first class. Are you ready to begin? Wonderful. Please follow me, and don't wander off. The College of Winterhold has been a fixture in Skyrim for thousands of years. The prominent feature here is the Hall of the Elements. It's our primary location for lecture... practice sessions and general meetings. The Arcanium is located above the hall, and the Archmage's quarters above that. While technically in charge of the college, the Archmage's responsibilities often keep him occupied. Thus, I run the day-to-day operations. Now, if you'll please follow me, I'll show you the living quarters. Unfortunately, we've had to implement more stringent entry procedures due to some problems with the local Nords. We don't anticipate any real violence, but it never hurts to be prepared.
What you learn here will last you a lifetime. Several, if you're talented. You are new here, are you not? We have not spoken. Sir? How quaint. I am Savos Arin, Archmage of the College of Winter. I am quite content to see nearly any aspect of magic explored and investigated. But I do not and will not approve of any research or experiments that cause purposeful harm. Are we clear? Not often. Some risks must be taken, to be sure. We also must make an effort to avoid worsening what Skyrim thinks of us. I've seen documents dating back to the late Second Era. Events in the last several hundred years resulted in a significant loss of our history, I'm afraid. The Great Collapse, an unfortunate natural disaster that ravaged the area. The college fared far better than the city of Winterhold, but it was not left untouched. No one is sure of the cause. Some believe the eruption of Red Mountain had far-reaching consequences that were only felt years later. I know there are some who have blamed the college, said that we were responsible. I assure you this is not the case. The Sea of Ghosts practically came alive. No one was expecting it. Monstrous waves battered the shore for weeks on end. Winterhold was ancient and weathered, but it couldn't withstand the sea's fury. Entire districts of the city were lost overnight. The waves receded in time, but the damage was irreversible. Most residents of Winterhold abandoned what was left of the city. The college survived, and so here we remain. Now, if you'll excuse me.
You are now in the Arcanium, of which I am in charge. It might as well be my own little plane of oblivion. Disrupt my Arcanium, and I will have you torn apart by angry Atronachs. Now, do you require assistance? A mage is only as good as what he knows. I try to make sure. We've been keeping this collection since the Second Era. Books have come and gone during that time, but it's mostly intact. And what do you plan to do with it? Do you even know what you're asking about? Or are you just someone's heir? You think that even if I did have one, it would be kept under the highest security? The greatest thief in the world wouldn't be able to... What about? Wait, are you? I'll bring everything we have on them. But it's not, so don't get your hopes up. It's mostly lies, leavened with rumor and conjecture. Mm-hmm. Here you go. Try not to spill anything on them. I don't want to see you treating any of these books poorly. Are we clear? Aye, that's the work of Septimus Cygnus. He's the world's master of the nature of Elder Scrolls, but, well, he's been gone for a long while. Too long. Oh no, I hope not.
but even I haven't seen him in years. And we were close. Became obsessed with the Dwemer. Took off north saying he had found some old artifact. Somewhere in the ice fields, if you want to try to find him.
When the top level was built, no more could be placed. It was and is the ice entombs the heart, the bane of Kagranak and Dagothr. To harness it is to know the fundaments. The Dwemer lockbox hides it from me. The Elder Scroll gives insight deeper than the deep ones, though. To bring, I have seen enough to know their fabric, though. But no, it is not it here. Well, here as in this plain, Mundus, Tamriel, nearby, on the cosmological scale. Well, it's all nearby. One block lifts the other. Septimus will give what you want. You see this masterwork of the Dwemer. Septimus is clever among men, but he is lucky then they left behind their own in the depths of Have you heard of Black Reach? Cast upon where Drimmer's city slept, under deep, of Tand, the point of puncture, of first delve, but not all can enter there. Only Septimus knows the hidden key to loose the lock, to jump beneath. 2 things I have for you. The round one for tuning. Dwemer music is the edged lexicon for inscribing. To us, fine Mazark and its sky dome. The machinations there will read the scroll and lay. Trust Septimus. He knows you can know.
I'll sell just about anything if it's worth my time. Keep that in mind, will you? I do what's necessary so we can get by. I'm sure you've noticed that Winterhold isn't so I'll sell whatever I can. I've been burned a few times, made a few bad deals, but mostly I come out on top. Yeah, I shouldn't have believed the story and just refused the trade. But I didn't, and now I'm stuck with this worthless. Some line about this clothing in Ingol Barrow. He said it was worth more than its weight in gold if I took it back there. Something about placing it back in Ingol's chamber. What was I thinking? Even if it were true, I'm not setting foot in some ancient tomb filled with I don't even care anymore. You want to check it out? Fine. I'll sell you the thing for 50 gold and then... Fine, here you get killed on account of this thing? But I suppose if it does actually turn out to be worth something, let me know, will you? Aye.
I've been hunting and fishing in these parts for years. Take a look. Until next time.
It's not like my potion is hurting it. Take a look. See ya.
Roll!
Fools!